Welcome students. In the last video we have discussed about the literary sources and official records, and today we will discuss about the indigenous literary sources. So indigenous literary sources, there were a large number of Indian scholars, authors, historians who have penned down the events as they unfolded in the era. Plethora means plenty of source material can also be obtained from the newspapers, magazines, chronicles, letters, books, pamphlets, photographs, autobiographies, texts of speeches of those times. In the later stages, with the invention of video photography and cinematography, some audio video clips are also available as records of instances and events. There are many contemporary or semi-contemporary works such as memoirs, biographies, travel accounts, which have given us interesting and useful glimpses into the history of the 18th and early 19th centuries. Now we shall discuss about the other sources regarding modern history. A large number of historical buildings and structures continue to exist, which are also strong evidence of how things happened in this period. It is well known that Delhi has always been the center of power and the capital of India. It has seen the shift of power from the Mughals to the British and then to that of independent India. The transformation of Delhi from a compact city with narrow lanes, small houses and buildings to a new city with huge buildings like the Rashtrapati Bhavan, the Secretariat and the Parliament, large monuments like India Gate, trade and commercial centers like Connaught Place, and wide roads give a clear understanding of how things changed from the stage to the other. It is nearly a living example of the shift of power from Red Fort to Raisina Hills, or the Governor General's office. Raisina Hills, the official residence of the President of India. You can see in this picture the Rashtrapati Bhavan is given here, or the Governor General's office, and later similar transfer of power from the British to the government of India. Similarly, the growth of village Kalikata into Calcutta or Kolkata with huge buildings like Victoria Memorial, Fort William are also sources of information on the lifestyle and changes brought about by the British. The bridge over river Hooghly, the famous trams of Kolkata, and in fact the advent of railways in India as a whole are testimony of the technology which came in during those years. Now you can see this Victoria Memorial, a huge and grand building which was constructed by the Britishers in that period. Now let's see the conclusion of this chapter. So there are many sources of information which help us study our past, but whatever was written could also have been biased and subjective. Assessment of a particular person or a matter of individual interpretation means explanation. Therefore, one has to be careful to take a holistic and balanced view of how things happened in the past, which do not have any living witnesses. For example, the Documents and records pertaining to the colonial rule in India may have been created or endorsed with information which were biased towards the colonial rulers and may not state the real situation in the country. The pictures and their interpretations have also got to be studied in detail and corroborated with other things and relics of the past to get a comprehensive understanding of modern history. Now let's see a fact given in your book. The first proper census means a proper record of the population, a formal record of the population. The first proper census was carried out in India in 1881. It had 3 volumes. The first volume was a general report. The second volume had 33 tables of the data collected, and the third volume had the tables and extracts from the presidency level reports. During the census, aspects of caste, religion and occupation were also collected. So, in 1881, it was the first time when the Britishers had started the census or made the population record, first time in India. Dear students, so today we have completed the reading and explanation of this chapter, and in the next video we will do the exercises given in this chapter. So please revise this chapter carefully. Thank you.